there for you.
Yeah.
How much time do we have left on the show?
Oh no! We go till 7 tonight.
Oh, we go till 7?
We go till 7. Oh,
Be right back.
Okay.
I want to do an A/B comparison.
So, how did you get the idea for your program?
Now I have to move it again.
The original idea was I just want to make movies, and this is just a way to start. Because you can put short films and music videos and things you can
So you had a
feasibly
collection of
start out with.
shorts that you stuck together to make
Well, I didn't have any. I made them,
Mm-hmm.
and then the investigative report I just threw in there so it would be one piece instead of just a bunch of things that don't connect. Yeah, so it would be
Kind of tied it together.
right
Yeah.
instead of just a bunch of random stuff. Because
Randini!
Well, they'll let anybody in here, won't they?
Yes, they will.
We'll let you in. Come in.
How you guys doing?
All right.
Everybody taking somebody's chair, obviously?
Well,
Well, he's not here right now, so as long as he's not here, you can have
he's not
it.
here.
Well, I don't want to take somebody's
We're
chair.
going to move him to here.
Well, okay.
He now has a new chair.
That's fine. I don't want a black fig, though. That's for sure.
You've been
Well,
watching.
how about a white pig?
I don't want one of those either.
You've been watching the show.
I've seen some of it, yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
You saw the part about the figs.
I did see the part about figs. Oh, there's no cream. I can't drink tea without cream.
Well, there's no cream. There is no cream.
You can't imagine?
I can't do it.
I
Thank
know
you,
it
though.
does. You know what it does? It
He
cuts the
finally got me
tannic
drinking.
acid.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
he finally
Cuts
got me
the
drinking
tannins.
tea,
Mm-hmm.
but now I
No.
can only drink it with cream.
I know.
I'm sorry.
And
Well,
I didn't have any at the house. I
It
looked.
cuts the tannins and gives tea a very mellow flavor.
It was very good. It was very, very good.
Did you hear what I said about your show that
I
you
did,
work
and, I did.
on Wednesdays from
Uh-huh.
4 o'clock
4 to 7.
until 7?
Citizen Speaks.
Citizen Speaks. Uh-huh.
You did misquote me a little bit. but
Okay,
not much.
go ahead.
You said that I had said that it ought to be illegal. All I said was that it was inappropriate.
Oh, I thought you said that people ought not be allowed to say that.
Now Richard or somebody might have said that, but
Okay.
I said it was just not.
Oh, somebody
appropriate.
said that to me when it was over, and
Pe-
I assumed that they were quoting it right.
People can say what they want to.
Mhm.
I just think that, in my opinion, it was inappropriate to say that. But that's okay. I mean,
Mhm.
I've seen those videos that you was talking about where they putting their children on the
Uh-huh.
wagon stuff. And in fact, I was
Right.
watching some videos the
And
other
it's really
night.
hard to deal with that, isn't
It
it?
is. It really is.
It's really hard to sum that up, put that up against any rhetoric that any politician is saying about why we're there.
Yeah.
And but you put that up against it, and there's no logic there.
We're
that can handle
there.
against that.
We're in Iraq for one reason only, and that is, son Bush wanted to take care of what Daddy Bush didn't take care of. In my opinion, it's just politics.
Yeah.
I didn't agree with the war when we started. I do, however, say that now that we're there, we can't just stop. I mean, obviously, who would want to be the last man out? Now something has to happen now, but
I know,
obviously
but we could say who wants to be the first man out.
yeah.
Okay, who wants to be second?
Who wants to be second?
Okay, anybody for third? Come
It's
on,
pretty obvious that the troops want
on
to
the train. Let's get going.
the messages that they were sending to their family members and leaving online and in blogs and stuff like that, which they've now been banned from doing.
Right. They weren't happy with it.
They're not happy being there. They want to be home.
That's right.
And so, and that's why, of course, they've been banned from saying that stuff.
Right. And I've run across some people who have returned, and I've asked them, I asked them, how do you feel about what's going on? And they say, I do not feel good about what is going on.
And it's gotten to the point now to where
And that's not me calling somebody baby killers or me spitting on people returning.
right.
That's me asking people returning, how do you feel about what's going on?
Yeah.
And they tell me I don't feel good about it.
Well, I'm
glad I'm back.
The general consensus from both the troops, even the higher ranking people, and also
But they can
most
be
Americans-
replaced. They can be replaced, even the higher ranking.
And most Americans, the consensus is that we need to do something to get this over with. I don't know why. I don't have the answer for it, or I'd be the president. But I don't know what to do. I just know that we can't just start pulling troops out, because I think that would be chaotic. But they need to do something to get this thing nipped in the bud, as Barney Fife used to put it.
It's a little late for bud nipping.
Yeah.
Can I just read one paragraph of what General Batiste had to say, and let me
clarify who he is.
Show us your bag or something.
General
I took your
Batiste,
chair. I didn't mean to.
I've been in and out.
there are 10 brigades in the Army. And when you have a brigade, that is an important, very big deal. And when you have the 1st Infantry Brigade, which is your infantry, that's just about the biggest deal there is. So General Batiste commanded the 1st Infantry Brigade in Iraq, and here's what he says. Just one paragraph. Our nation is in peril. Our Department of Defense's leadership is extraordinarily bad, and our Congress is only today, more than 5 years into the war, beginning to ever exercise its oversight responsibilities. This is all about accountability and setting our nation on the path to victory. There is no substitute for victory, and I believe we must complete what we started in Iraq and Afghanistan. Donald Rumsfeld is not a competent wartime leader. Well, he did this statement back in 2006. But
Yes.
and that's a person who was on the way to becoming a 4 or 5 star general and let go of his
Opted out.
opted out
Yeah.
in order to speak out,
To speak
because
out.
you cannot, as a general, you cannot speak
Your
out
career.
like that
Right.
while you're in. He quit
Well,
so that
most
he
of
could
the Bush
speak out.
administration did quit. I mean, Colin Powell, whom I highly respect,
He's a smart man.
he's a very smart man.
He's a smart
I mean,
man.
I would even probably vote for him for president, but he couldn't take it anymore.
I know.
He just got out of there. I mean, he knew what was going on.
Yeah, he towed the line for a long time.
Yeah, because
You
he
know.
felt like he had to.
I
because
guess he
was in-
did.
Well, yeah, because
Wouldn't
he
you
was
in that
because he was in
position?
that position. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But he was a smart
Have
man.
fun, everybody.
All right,
Are,
man.
are you gonna run away?
I'm
Hey,
running away.
good show last week. The
But you're welcome.
undergoers or the way outs or whatever their name
Makeout
was.
room?
Make
room.
out room.
Yeah. Wasn't that
Hey, the
great
way
show?
outs, they were on the Flintstones, wasn't they? We're going way out, way out.
Tonight is Menage. Tonight,
Menage.
Mount Dungeon, 11 o'clock.
Menage.
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 11 o'clock.
Yeah. It's actually 2 girls and 2 guys now, but they never show the guys in the press releases,
Be there.
which, makes sense.
But you show them on your show, right? Or not?
Well, I mean, it's
Oh,
not like we blur the guys out or anything.
You catch them.
They're
You
there,
don't
but-
put those little squares on them.
Right.
but,
Be there or be rubber.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what the robot says. The little, what is it, robot?
Okay. Have
Finger
fun,
puppet?
everybody.
The finger puppets on the robot show. What's the name of that robot show?
Video bot.
Video bot.
Video bot.
At the end of it, the little puppet says, "Be there or be rubber," and then falls over and dies. But yeah, I don't think I don't agree with the war to begin with. But anyway, that's putting us back in one of them solemn moods again.
Right,
I don't
right, and we hadn't even been able to feed you a cup of tea today, have we?
Yeah, he won't eat a black pig.
Just that cream. If you had cream, I would. But
Yeah.
but now I've started a new show.
Oh, boy.
I just turned in my
Tell me
pilot
about
to it.
Seriously.
And, I did, and I'm going to try to make a series out of it as soon as I get enough together to give to Jen, so that I know that I don't have to bust my tail end to get them all together. But
It's a big responsibility.
it is. So I want to make
What
sure
is
I've got
it?
8 to 10.
What's it
The
about?
name of it is called "What the Crap." And
Shows after 11? Is that right?
no, it's not. No, it's not.
Okay.
It's a talk show,
All right.
and it's kind of you might want to say it's a spin off of John Stossel's "Give Me a Break." When he does the "Give Me a Breaks" on 2020. And this is going to be kind of what the crap. So we'll be talking about national gas prices, or maybe the war, or maybe the president.
Yeah,
maybe
I heard people say, I
something
didn't
like that.
vote Republican to pay $3 a gallon for gas.
Yeah. So and then of course, what the crap? What the crap are they thinking? That's what the name of the show is. What the crap? So at the end of it, I'll just be in with what the crap. But the pilot version of it, the one that I don't know when it'll be showing because I just turned it in yesterday, but. It's not really about anything. It was just a test to see if I could get my nephew uncamera shy
To talk.
and so I just got him talking about things like baseball cards and stuff like that, and he's chewing gum, and I decided that I like the fact that he's chewing gum because it kind of makes it's almost like a trademark, if you will. So in every show he'll be chewing his gum, and I mean he's chomping down on
So
it.
is he your sidekick in
He's
this
going to be
thing?
the sidekick.
Okay,
yeah. And I've got my wife in the first episode too, but she didn't talk a lot. But,
Okay, he's going to be your, what was in Johnny Carson and what
he's
was,
going to be Ed McMahon.
he's your Ed McMahon.
Yeah.
So is it gonna be here in the studio, or are you just gonna roving around?
I'll be roving around and doing things like that, and may even go out and do some street interviews, like like if we're doing an episode on gas, do some gas pump interviews and things of that nature, and mostly it'll be shot at my house in the den, and that's where this pilot.
Did you see these matches I have?
We don't want to get Saul again. So now,
They're flag burning matches, see? And they even provide you with a little flag in case you don't have one.
Freedom lights the way. Freedom lights the way. Thank you. Come back again. That's funny. Freedom. It even provides you with a flag. He said.
In case you don't have one, so everybody gets to join in.
Everybody gets to join in. Everybody can burn their flag. What the crap?
Isn't that ingenious?
That is ingenious, isn't it? My.
so you didn't make it to the celebration party
I
the other
couldn't.
night.
Me and my
You had an
boys.
excuse.
Me and my boys. We take karate and jiu-jitsu, and we had promotions. And then, of course, my oldest son, he messed up his arm, so he was just one-armed last night when he was running the camera. He had the other one in a sling, but he'll be all right. But that's what we were doing. I couldn't miss that. So
I know. It's good to you have family responsibilities and stuff like that. It's good to spend time with your family.
And we do that every Friday. Also, we do family time starting at 3:00. I close up shop, and not that I'm really working that hard anyway.
Is there a boxing gym around
and then
here
come
anywhere?
4:00, you turn on the tea party. Right now.
No, not on Fridays. I don't. At 3:00 we leave the house, and we don't get back till about midnight.
Okay, so I can say anything I want on Fridays. I can.
On Fridays, unless Richard calls me and tells on you.
I know. He'll call you and let you know. He'll tell you. All right.
So are there any
Sorry about that, Richard.
Are there any boxing gyms around here?
There is some boxing gyms around here, but now we go to a dojo over on Merriman Avenue, and not that I'm trying to promote it or anything, but it's called CMA. Which, it's on Merriman Avenue.
Oh, Merriman?
Do they do boxing?
Is it the
there?
one upstairs?
No,
a different
it's
thing.
it's on
Is there
Merriman,
a
right beside the what is that Glidden paint store?
Okay.
Is that Glidden? Is
Okay.
that what that is?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's right by my house.
Yeah, because the hops down here, and you just go right up the street there, and actually, if you're coming down from UNCA and turning back to the right, you got the hop over here, and you turn right at that traffic light. Joe King's barbershop used to be there. I don't know if it still is. And it's the first building on the right, and then the Glidden paint shop's the second. They're actually the same building, but it's the same thing. Yeah. Now that I've promoted it and gave directions to it, not supposed to.
Right. Do you want to give their price list and their hours?
Yeah.
So do they have a ring? Do they have
You
boxing
do,
there, or is
can-
or is it all martial arts?
It's they've got mixed martial arts, MMA. They have jiu-jitsu, they have kumado, and they have karate, which is Kwamakan karate, which is what we take. And they do it in different age ranges. We have tots, and then we have youth, and then we have adults. And of course, the MMA, the mixed martial arts, is on the adults. And the guy that does the mixed martial arts, he's actually from Mars Hill, and he had a place out in Mars Hill before he started using our dojo, and he has trained among many other people, but two world champions in the UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championships. He's trained two world champions in that, so he's made quite a bit of money off of that.
It's amazing the kind of talent we have in this little town up in this area, isn't it?
It really is. You start looking things up online, and you'll find people living here that just and people that owns land here and stuff like. Tom Cruise owns some land out in Leicester. Was going to build a house on it until he got divorced, but he still owns the land, from what I understand. And it's amazing what you and then we've got some recording studios here in Asheville that are very, very famous. A lot of CDs that you buy are recorded right here in Asheville, and people don't even know it. And you've got people coming in all the time, mostly country music, a lot of country music, but like Dolly Parton and things like that come in. People don't even know it. They come in. They do the
Right. We have
recording.
Grammy winners right here. Yeah, we do. Yeah.
It's amazing how they're able to keep that hit, or people just don't care. One of the two, I don't know, but who knows? And then I think Andy McDowell, I think, has a bunch of friends that come here all the time. I can't remember who they are, but it's big known stars, that come here all the time and just visit with her and stuff.
Right.
Amazing.
Right. I know a lot of our friends that work at the Green Life grocery store, which is where I've moved from there now, but until I moved just a few months ago, that was our neighborhood grocery store. You know what I mean? And the people who work, I have friends working there and stuff. And I would say, you know, how you like working at Green Life, and they would say, well, it's great. You know, I got to meet Gladys Knight yesterday. You know, and different people that live in the area that come in, and you know that. So if you work in Green Life grocery store, you know, it's Eric Clapton and you name it. You know, they all. Everybody comes in to buy some groceries, don't they? So.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Now you do the audio for Green Life Radio Bistro.
When we do with the bistro, yeah, I'm waiting. I'm hoping that the bistro will start back up again.
Oh, so we're just seeing pre-recorded or
right now.
reruns or
Right
whatever.
now, I think they're running pre-recorded. I don't know, or I don't know.
Yeah, it's reruns right now.
It's just it's reruns of what we.
So what? So you guys just recorded what, about 10 shows or so? 12 shows?
13, 14, 15, something like that.
Something
I think.
like
Good number.
I love the guy from Turkey Hop.
I do too. He's my favorite. Yeah.
He needs to get a show on
Wilton Corn, the Wilton Corn Show.
Yeah, he does. He really does. He would be
have his
hilarious.
own show. He could be right here, and
Yeah.
and this could be the Wilton Corn Show.
The Wilton Corn Show.
That's right.
He can do it live.
And particularly if he could have a few guests that he's told us about all those people
Yeah.
from Turkey Hop. Then he could have a few of them come in and we could meet them.
Absolutely.
That would be good.
I'm gonna sneak out of here.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much for coming. And I want to come to your show tonight.
Awesome.
And I
Hope
hope
to see
that everybody make a mark on your daily minder at this time to be there no later than 10:30.
You
But
didn't have
I think it'd be
any
better to try to be there at 10 o'clock, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
And at the Bruin View for well, if you miss it, you'll be able to see it on URTV. But there's nothing like being at a premiere. Be at the premiere.
I think Tom Cruise and Annie McDowell are coming, so
Okay.
Oh.
I'll introduce you all.
There you
All
go.
right. All right. Good work. So,
Who are they?
they're like
Tom Cruise and Andy
Are
McDowell.
they
They're-
members here?
they're
Yes.
they're actors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Things. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, we ought to get Andy McDowell to be a member here.
I know. You hear that, Annie? You hear that, Annie? If you got any guts at all, you come sign up as a
It's Andy.
Andy.
Andy McDowell. Yeah,
Andy McDowell.
She married the owner
Well.
of
Right,
the
Andy.
car dealership. I don't know that we should say that on TV.
Okay.
Will we say his
yes,
name,
please
Kevin
do.
Geegan?
And she bought one of my hats.
Did she buy one of your
She's
hats?
Yeah.
vegan?
No, she married Kevin Geegan.
Vegan.
She's
yeah,
vegan.
he was my
She is
boss
vegan.
once. I worked at Olive Vantage back in the mid-90s.
Is she still married to him?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
married. She just married him. When he was my boss, he was married to some other lady, and she was pregnant at the time. And I guess they got divorced after I left. and
This is good.
somehow he ended up with Andy McDowell. Maybe she went and bought a car for him or something.
So it's Andy McDowell.
Yeah, she was in.
I don't know. Maybe he's talking about Annie McDowell.
No, Andy McDowell.
Okay.
Andy
I don't
McDowell,
know.
yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know who Andy
I don't
McDowell
hear
is?
very good.
Andy McDowell.
She's like this real good-looking
Yeah, she
woman
does a
like
lot
that
of
just-
your those
Movies.
beauty commercials and stuff like that.
She
And,
does a lot of movies.
oh yeah, she's been in that movie with where that
She
guy
was
played
in,
Michael, the angel.
Yeah, and she
um,
was in the Four Weddings and a Funeral.
Four Weddings and a
Three
Funeral,
Weddings.
and she
What
was
was
in
the
that,
What was the
witch
angel?
movie.
What was the angel?
With what is his name?
Was it one angel or was it?
John Travolta?
Oh yeah,
she was
I
in
remember that one.
Yeah,
huh?
she sang that Pie song.
Uh-huh.
Well, she was in the whole movie, but
Uh-huh.
that's how you remember. She sang that Pie, American Pie.
She was in a Tarzan movie.
I think so.
Alright.
Ray Stokes or something like
Okay. Did she play Jane? No,
don't
no,
know. I
no,
didn't
no.
see it.
She was just like on safari or something.
And she
right?
spent about $500,000 of her own money to shoot a pilot here in Asheville about a Asheville veterinarian, and nobody would pick it up.
Right. I was downtown when they were doing the shooting.
Hmm.
I wasn't
See?
a particular extra, but she was in that red dress trying to get. And they were following her around all day long for her. She was just trying to buy sandwiches and things to eat here and there. Everyone was following her.
Was that like 10 years
Really
ago,
bugging
or was
her.
that recently?
No, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while, but not long. Not long ago.
I was working with a guy that she asked him to be in that pilot or that film, and then it never got picked
Yeah,
up.
it never got picked up.
Yeah.
She took it to
That was
CBS, and they said no, and I don't know
think-
if she ever took it anymore.
I think Anarchy Sherry worked with her for a while. Anarchy Sherry was a good friend of mine from years ago.
Now, they're-
Right.
they're doing
well.
their
No,
version.
actually, this is the hottest, but that's the stronger.
I want-
This
yeah,
is the
this
weak-
one's so strong.
They're
This
doing
is
their
okay.
version of the Idol thing too. you know,
Yeah,
and
that's
Kevin
definitely the
Geegan sponsors
hotter.
it.
It needs to be
It's
sloshed
cardio
about a
chip.
bit,
Carolina.
But I have, do what now?
Is that what it is? Carolina?
quite a bit.
Is
Yeah,
that it?
yeah. And I have a feeling that she has
Maybe
a lot to do
mix
with
the
that.
two.
Boy, I think that's
Do like
probably
little
weak.
Little suicide
Wow.
teas.
That is not strong at all. Unless it's supposed to look that way. Is it supposed to be clear as water?
It's because he's made like 3 or 4 pots of tea with it.
Yeah, that looks a little stronger there.
It is. I have
So,
a trick to do.
it's kind of a funny show, though. I don't know. They don't really let anybody sing
want
long
some of
enough
that
to tell what they're doing.
Anybody here doing
I've
the
used it all.
48-hour film?
I don't think there's any in there. You can see,
No,
can you get
you?
a drip
I am.
out of it?
What
I would
you
like
do?
to do that,
I'm gonna. Well, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
but no, they hand it out at
They
that
hand it out
that,
then,
that
yeah.
day, don't they?
Oh,
yeah,
what did
so
they
you've
tell
got
you
to-
what you have to do?
Yeah.
That,
Oh,
that
no, I
very
don't
day,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. And you got 48 hours to have it
Yeah.
complete. What is it, 3 or 4 minutes
It's,
long or
tough,
something?
it's
When
really
is
tough
it?
trying to find actors because they all say the same thing. Well, what's it about?
Yeah.
When is it?
It's July 20th through 22nd.
Well, I have my camera, so if you get something and you want an extra camera person, that's my camera right there.
Wow, what kind of camera did you get?
It's the PDX.
It's
Wow,
just
is
like
that a wide
it's
angle?
exactly like
Yeah,
yeah,
with
with
a
a wide
wide
angle
angle.
lens,
Wow.
just like the ones at the station. Did you?
It
All
makes
right,
it about
all
a
right,
third
now, okay,
wider.
okay, now look at it. Keep no, don't touch it. Just look at it, okay?
Okay. Oh man, that's with the remote control.
Uh-huh.
Have you compared with the 170 as far as wideness?
I see a ghost
It's
over your shoulder.
actually as good as almost once I
Now
put
pan
the
out and see if that ghost's still
once I
there.
put the wide angle on there, it's
Uh-huh.
about the same size.
Wow. And
The ghost vanished.
how much was it?
Wow.
My camera?
Yeah.
Well,
I got it on eBay for $1,200.
oh, that was a good deal.
Oh
Used
man,
or
all you
new?
people are getting good deals.
Used.
Richard got one just
That's
like the
he got
studio
one
uses.
because of me.
Yeah, he got one off eBay for like $1,100,
And
and I'm
it-
paying
it-
like 10 grand for my camera.
I bought my lens, my wide angle from
need to go to
B&H
eBay,
for
I
about
think.
$220, and I went ahead and got.
I'm afraid of eBay.
You take a chance.
Yeah, you do.
You do.
But don't they
Um,
protect you a little more now with PayPal and all that? You
A
have a
Logan?
little more
I'll tell you, I
protection.
got
Right.
ripped off big time.
From
before
eBay for about
the whole
200 less.
thing that they're doing
off
now,
of
or
Nice. I might have to.
I don't trust any protection.
I'll-
I got
let me
I
give you my
ordered
card.
some stuff,
So
and
you
as
can
soon
call
as
me.
as soon as I ordered it, I like PayPal'd for it. You know, as
I
soon,
mean, I'll
as soon
participate
as
in
I
the
won the
filming, but
auction,
I
I
don't want to
PayPal'd
be
for it. But I
responsible
didn't
for
feel
the whole
right
thing
about it,
at all.
and so I started.
Yeah.
You know,
and then
I
I
just don't-
realized that what I bought were some circuit boards that were supposed to fit in my big tape recorder, and
Oh, it looks like a cigarette case, but
It
no,
is a cigarette case.
It's
and I didn't feel right about it. As soon as the auction was over, but I had already paid for it, and so like the next day I was telling a friend about it, and he was saying, "No, you got ripped off," you know,
Party the other night.
and don't do this.
Wow.
And it turns out the guy was bidding against himself to
Thank you.
Inflate the.
bidding on his own auction to run the prices up and all kinds of. It was all wrong, and I paid a lot of money for these circuit boards. And when the circuit boards came, he had failed to mention that they had either been in the bottom of the lake for a year or sat outside in the rain for a few years or something. They were so bad that transistors were rusting off of
Oh
the
my
board.
goodness.
They were trash.
Yeah.
That was just trash.
Well, you can have
And-
good luck and bad
and-
luck on
but-
eBay.
But
I would
but
say
I mean, the next day after the auction, I started emailing to eBay and PayPal and everybody say like, stop this payment, don't do it, because I was figuring out something wasn't right, and they were like, oh, it's too late now, we can't do a thing, and they make all these promises of how safe you are and blah 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 blah. No satisfaction. I mean, and they would say, well, what kind of satisfaction do you want? I'm like, I want my money back. This is trash, and
No, I had a feeling that. See, that's
Yeah,
why I don't
that's
buy off
easy.
eBay.
so you take a chance. You take a chance.
Even
You
with
know,
people not
so-
being that blatant, it's easy for a picture to be misrepresented.
absolutely.
Yeah, well, the picture was bad. The picture was backlit, so you couldn't see the detail.
Right.
But I knew they were the right circuit boards that they were promised to be. But they weren't like working stuff. They were just, like I say, transistors actually rusting off of the board.
Yep.
The way they ought to make that work, and it would take a lot more responsibility on their part, is to have a holding place for the money. So when somebody pays for something, it goes into a holding spot. When they get the merchandise, they say they don't like it, then they provide a tracking number showing it's been shipped back, and then once it's been shipped back, they get their money back.
Yeah.
Once the person's received it. Now, if the person doesn't receive it back, they don't get their money back, or if the person likes it, then the person that sold it got their money. You see what I'm saying? So there's a holding. There's a
Well,
word for
I
that.
don't like to buy
I
from
can't think what you call it.
the dealer type people. I like to buy from the individuals who like
Right.
this guy bought a new camera, so he didn't want to have this one anymore.
Right.
And he showed the drum and the picture that shows all the history of what the camera records, how it been used, and it was. When I got it, Richard said it was almost a new camera. It had not been used that much at all.
Oh, it's lovely.
Had no
I could put my
scratches or
JVC high
anything.
definition camera on there,
Yeah,
couldn't I?
yeah.
Sell it, yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
selling a JVC high definition?
I got a
Yeah,
JVC
but you'll
high
do
definition
if you
camera.
Is
if
it
you've
used
got a
many TVs?
history, you'll
It
do
does.
better.
I
You'll do
don't-
better
I-
with your sales if you've got a history. Otherwise, give it to someone else to sell for you who has a history.
History, what do you mean by history?
Well, that's how
Use your
you
seller
kind of
history.
as the seller
what
history.
A seller-
Oh, I don't have a seller history.
a seller's
I would
history.
have zero.
Right. Well, see,
See,
people
that's
look at that and they
problematic.
say, well, is this guy legit?
Yeah.
See, like if they look at me, like I've got like I don't know 70 something,
Yeah,
and you're
you-
over 100,
I'm
right?
300.
300.
301.
Right, and
Really? Wow.
are you
I
100%?
buy a lot more
Okay.
than I sell.
Are you 100% satisfied?
99.8.
99.
So I could see if you would sell it.
I've
I
got
mean,
ripped
just
off
charge
on
me to sell
drums.
it or whatever.
No.
Nothing.
I wouldn't charge you
I bought a
anything to
drum
sell
from
it.
Germany.
You
paid
just have to
top
pay your
dollar.
listing fee,
Just
just
pay
the,
the
guy
the
didn't
eBay
insure
fees.
it. It was when
Okay.
Asheville
I'd be
got
glad to
flooded.
do it.
The drum
Yeah,
sat in a
glad to
puddle
do
of
it.
water, and the water went up the box and up the drum. And when I got it out of the post office, it ran right back in. I'm like, and they're like, sure, if it's insured, we'll take care of it. And I call the guy out. Maybe I didn't insure it. It would have cost me like 1/30th of the price I paid for him to insure it. It would have been.
I would say like 98% of my buys, my purchases on eBay have been good, and maybe 2% have been problematic.
Yep.
So for the most part,
But then
I know
how
how
many-
to, I know
how
how to
many
work
purchases
eBay.
Did
have
it
you bought
ruin?
once?
Did it ruin the drum?
It warped the drum. It discolored the drum. I mean, you're buying a drum from Germany.
Yeah,
you're
but-
paying
Yeah.
shipping,
Yes,
which I
yeah,
won't even tell you how
shipping,
much.
But it
yeah.
was.
Oh, God.
Did the drum
For a
still
drum?
turn out to be usable? Do you still get to use the drum?
If I was to turn around and resell it on eBay,
No, I understand, but do you get some enjoyment from the drum still?
well,
I'm just hate to see you. It's not like you had to throw the drum away, did you?
no, I didn't throw the drum away. But if you're buying a precision instrument and you get it, and it was a precision instrument when the guy shipped it,
Right, but it's not.
and then it arrives and it's no longer a precision instrument, you can't make it a precision because it's warped.
Right.
It's very heartbreaking. It's like, And then I bought another drum off eBay where the guy sent it, and it had duct tape and all this stuff broken. And that guy, what I did is you have 3 months to write a review.
Mm-hmm.
So I waited till the last 3 minutes, and then I wrote my review because I didn't want him to slam my credit because he ripped me off. I mean, the last thing I wanted to do is him rip me
That's
off
very
and then
good.
slam my credit.
I like that. The stealth feedback.
Yeah. So,
Last 15 minutes. Okay. 10 seconds. It's up.
Oh, it's
let's hit
waiting
the send button.
3 months, like on my calendar. Don't forget feedback to that jerk. Somebody else, I bought a drum part because Sonar signature drums, they were big. They come from Germany and they're big in the 80s, and then they just stopped making this line, and so it's nice to build this whole kit and all the equipment. And somebody else sold a signature stand, and when I get it, it's totally made in China and all this junk, and it would have cost me $50 to wire the
Right.
money. So I said, listen, for only $7, if you can just wait 2 weeks, I can send you a check, And he's like, oh, no, that's no problem. So I wait 2 weeks. I send him the check. Then after 2 weeks, still hasn't arrived yet. And then finally it arrives, and all of a sudden he's stalling, and you don't want to upset these people because they got your money and the goods. And finally, by 3 months or whenever the update was up to do review, there it comes, and it's not the right thing. There's nothing I can do about it. And then more situations is where I bought something like, oh wow, here's a Grundig mixer, you know, and I
Yeah.
get it, and it's this little thing like this, and I'm expecting it to be, you know, so I mean, a lot of times you buy stuff you realize you didn't need, or it's not what you expected, so it is only a place to know exactly what you want, and then
you
if
really
you're
have
going,
to know it. You have to know
Yeah.
everything.
You take
Now, what
your
need to do-
chances, and sometimes you get if you know what you're doing. Sometimes you can get some really good
Yes.
deals on eBay, and sometimes you can lose it. I have a rule that where I got taken on those circuit boards. That was one of the largest buys I ever made on eBay. So I have kind of a rule that if I don't bid much, I don't bid very high prices, and I don't get a whole lot of stuff, you know, because I lose almost all the auctions because I'm not willing to take.
You lowball.
I've been burned, and I'm just not willing to take the chance.
Yeah.
I'm a poor person.
You know what you're willing to lose, and that's all you're willing
I'm
to
a
lose.
I'm
Yeah,
a poor
yeah.
person.
Yeah.
I'm a poor person, and if you look at my thing like the switcher that you did, like the one that you just got that you use, you know, if I find one like that online, I'll bid $1.23 on it, you know, but
I thought the studio ordered one of those,
well, I thought so too,
but they
but
must
I
not
don't
have yet, 'cause
believe
it
it's
should have
been
here.
ordered yet.
Yeah,
And-
it should have been here by now.
yeah.
Because I got it in like 3 days.
Right.
No, I ordered it next. I'm sorry, I got it
I
next
think
day. But
I think somehow some of that got turned around, and maybe all that got turned into the new computers instead of. I mean, maybe other people got gear instead of me for
it
that.
might
So,
have been.
yeah.
I think if we'd had that lit though, I think it would have. It was doing good.
Mhm.
Blue screening it when we did it last night.
Mhm.
If you remember, you looked at it. But I think if it was lit separately,
Mhm. And I think if
it
it was
would've-
also, I think if it was the actual precise color.
yeah,
Too, because
yeah,
it's not
that might
the
be
precise
off.
color.
That might, yeah,
It is off.
that is off. So
Yeah.
If you go look on the completed auctions on that computer or on that camera that you've got, you can get a general idea of what to expect for your payment, so that you
Okay.
can start there.
okay.
And because it goes back at least a month on completed sales.
How much did that camera cost? You bought it new.
I bought it brand new, and I've had it a year, and it's
It's a
gotten some
JVC.
use. It's gotten some use. It's high definition. I don't even know if I want to sell it yet.
It's
I
a
was just
JVC.
thinking, it is a JVC.
Mhm.
It's high definition, and it's a really good camera. I really enjoy the camry.
How does it do in low light?
It does extremely well.
Okay, well,
in
go
low
ahead.
light. And
what was the price of it?
well, brand new it was 4,000.
Mhm.
But I managed to get it for like 3,000. It was
Mhm.
about 3,000. I caught it on a special at B&H Photo
Right.
on sale. So it's like $29.95 or something.
Well, let me know if it goes up on the auction block, because I'll bid $1.23 on about anything.
It's the one that I bring. It's the one that little Josh runs
Uh-huh.
that comes in here.
Right.
But I've got my eye on. It's the HD. It's the HD 1U, I think it is. It was the very first one that JVC put out in high definition.
Mhm.
And I've got my eye on the JVC HD 110U.
Right.
Um,
With the new chip in it.
with the new chip in it. Well, this one's actually got the new chip in it also.
Does it?
Yeah, because I sent it back and had them put it in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's got the new chip in it.
Wow.
And so, but the other one is just, I like the lens on it better because this one here is just you can't add an extra lens to it. Well, you probably could.
On the front.
On the front. You
But
could
it's
probably add a
not-
wide angle or
they're not
whatever,
interchangeable.
but it's not interchangeable. And the JVC 110U has the really long, that has all of your focus, fine focuses and all that on it, you know. And it's, and it's high definition, and it'll shoot 24 frames, which I'd really like to have because I think shooting weddings and stuff in 24 frames is fantastic.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I think you really get a good cinematic. Well, you can adjust the luminance and all that on it, and put it in 24 frames, and you can just get a cinematic. It just puts just a nice glow fog, you know, like a movie. It's like it's been shot in 35 millimeter film, and it makes a real nice look. And so I've got my eyeball on that. I found one at B&H brand new that's 5,000, and I like it.
Okay, we had a guy here. We have a couple of new board members now. All right, and one is Joe, who you know, who comes to the Tea Party, is now a new board member. Well, do you know about that? That we had the elections,
I did.
and did you know that nobody else ran?
I didn't know that, and I thought about running myself, and everybody was just like, well, not everybody, but 2 or 3 people I talked to said, there's no point in it because you got to get elected. And I was like, well, I probably wouldn't get elected because nobody knows me, so
Well,
I just wanted to be on the board or something.
well, you could have run. I told you after it was all over. I didn't find out that he was running unopposed. Don't worry, that was already broken. Yeah, but I didn't know he was running unopposed until
It's pretty easy to get on the board when you're
until the night of the thing. Yeah,
kind of like
because the last election I'd been here for, there were several people running.
kind of like Ron Moore. Nobody never runs against him. You know, so it's easy for him to get elected.
And
Brad,
don't
you
you
should
think
run
that's
against Ron.
don't you think that's strange?
I do think it's strange, and
How long-
if Bum County don't stand up and get Ron Moore out there,
How long has
We're
he
gonna be
run
hurt.
unopposed?
I think he's been running opposed since early '90s. I think. I'm pretty sure. I don't know for sure, but
For like something like 15 years
yeah,
or something.
I'm pretty sure
Well,
about
let's
that.
talk about something spicy, and that would be the
Well, that's because he's
the
doing such-
rebar guns under the jail.
That's because he's doing such a good job.
He's not doing such a good. What do you mean he's doing such a good job? Now we ought to put your head on a stick and carry it down the streets of Asheville.
Dog's head on the stick.
You can't say that.
I can't say that. That's inappropriate.
You ought
isn't it?
not be allowed
I
to
just-
say that.
I know. I'm just kidding, John. But I just had to say that.
I don't
I'm
care.
picturing a big just teriyaki
But
bucket.
yeah, you know what it is. I think what it is that these other lawyers around here
Are
know that
afraid of
they're-
retribution
they're
on them and their
They're
families.
afraid that if they lose, if they run and lose,
Their
that
career is
cases
over.
Are out the door.
Their career's
It's,
over.
yeah, basically it's over because it's a known fact, and this is not hearsay or rhetoric. This is a known fact. You can read it in any newspaper or well, maybe rhetoric then if it's a newspaper, but you know what I mean. That all the judges and Ron Moore are all what they, and I'm quoting what they say, in bed together. That's not my words. That's their words.
Are you
And
are you
so-
saying there's something going on more than than a game of
Yeah.
golf?
Yeah, a lot more than a game of golf. So yeah, I mean, you know, and even the to take it one step further is well, I better not take it that far.
Well, go ahead. You got my curiosity.
My
I-
families might be in jeopardy.
Look, we're just having tea here. Okay?
I live in Greenville, South Carolina.
Right. He's from. He's
I'm not even
just.
from around here.
He's just in from Uzbekistan.
Oh, come on, Stas, come and see.
And what did you hear?
I just flew in from Mexico, and boy, are my arms tired.
All right, go ahead. Okay, go ahead now. Take it that one step further. Okay, now is it the okay? Is there any truth to the rumor that Ron Moore is actually a shape-shifting reptilian alien from another galaxy?
Hey, I would believe that 100%. I would say he's from the planet Mormac, and you know, that was up there where Alpha's from, and yeah, I'd say he's Alpha's probably
Mormac and Ajax
yeah, Ajax and all that, you know, and
but what were you were
Bleach
about
and all them other.
you were about to take it one more step.
I was, but I'm not going to. That's for after the show.
Step out in the hall and tell her about it.
That's for after the show.
Okay. All right. So Clorox and
You'll have to tune into PoorBrothersProductions.com to see that part.
okay. When will you? So you have one. You have one episode you're going to air, or you're not going to air anything until you get more made.
Oh no, one episode's already here. I turned it in last
Okay.
night,
All
and I don't know when it'll air.
Right.
I didn't know what to put down for a time, so I just picked a crazy time. I just said next Saturday at 5 o'clock, which is probably already taken, I'm sure. I don't know. I just put down the time because it asked for one. You know what I realized I forgot though, and it may be sitting out there in the reject box, is I forgot to write down which I don't have a clue what it is. I forgot to write down my producer ID number.
You can get that from Jonathan.
And I'm hoping that Jen maybe will just jot it down this time for me. And
It's in their files. I have to ask. I
and
don't
not
remember.
and well, hopefully she'll just do it this time and not put it in the reject file. And I didn't think about that until Jonathan was explaining what the numbers were on the Wall of Shame, and he said that's their producer ID number, and it dawned on me. I was like, I did not write down my producer ID number.
What did Raven do to get on the wall of shame?
Oh, I don't know. You'll have to ask him.
I don't know. And one of the people from AGR's on there too. How would they got on there now?
I don't know.
But you know what that's going to become? It's going to become a game to see who can get on there now, because you're on the website and everything. So it's going to be like I don't even need any equipment. I just might go rent a microphone and not pick it up. You know? Just so I can be on the wall of shame.
So you can have a mugshot.
yeah, because I
I
think
think they
that'd be
get
cool.
fined though.
Everybody
Well, no, you either pay the $10 not to be on the wall of shame, or you get put on the wall of shame.
Oh,
Right. And I think nobody's paying nothing. Everybody
No,
wants to be on the
Everybody
wall.
wants to be. It's going to be that way. You know it is. I mean,
Be on, they get
all
their picture
603
pasted.
members will
Maybe
want
if
to be
we
on.
say something bad, we can get on the wall of shame here from the Tea Party.
Maybe we don't have to do anything. Maybe we could just donate $10 to URTV and they'd put us on the wall of shame.
That's an idea too.
Yeah. There you go. Any members watching, just donate $10 to URTV.
To get on the wall of shame.
And Jonathan will put you on the wall of shame. I'm speaking for Jonathan, by the way.
I'm sure we could work something out. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Now I need to know if there's going to be a cinematics show in here tonight.
There is not going to be a cinematic show in here tonight.
Is
There's
there
going
gonna
to
be
be
something
a
in here?
Richard Bernier show in here tonight. They're trading every other Thursday.
Okay. Richard's going to be in
and-
here at what time? Like
Uh,
7:30 or 8? Something?
8 to 9, I
From
think.
8 to 9.
I think.
Okay.
I think that's what it says on the bulletin board.
Okay. Now you doing cameras for Richard? Or you,
No.
You're letting
no,
him
no,
fly.
no,
He's
no,
flying.
They're just doing that.
He's
on
going
their
to
own.
fly
I was
solo.
invited to it, but I'm not going to stay
Okay.
for
The
it.
reason I'm bringing that up is because in the last 10 minutes of the show, see, I have a class that starts at 7, you know, or whenever I go off the air is when I have to start teaching a class.
Mm-hmm.
And so 10 minutes before time to go off the air, what I need to do is clean up the room and, you know, pull all my stuff out of here so that Richard.
And that's her camera, so she'll be taking her camera.
I'll be
Right.
checking
So you're going to be good to go. We can throw all this stuff in a
I'll
sink and-
toss it in there and lock it up, and I'll come in tomorrow and wash the dishes because I won't have time to deal with that. I'll have to run straight to do my class.
Now, it was supposed to be cinematics, but the guy, I think he has a scheduling conflict every once in a while.
Yeah.
And so it was, so he's switching out with Richard, and then next week he'll be on, and then the following week it'll be Richard, and so on. And then there'll be weeks that I guess he can't make it on that Richard will have to do his little thing, but I don't know what the name of the
What
show.
is cinematics about?
I don't know. You know, I don't know. I
Oh.
just know
That's
the story behind it.
It's a
So.
filmmakers class. Tips and tricks.
Okay, now and then Richard is supposed to be on the Tea Party tomorrow from 5 to 6.
Okay.
And supposed to discuss the immigration issue with one of the guys from